morning, viewers. Rhea wakes up to a new day.
I want drama, I want scandal, I want viewers on the edges of their seats.
Well, you're gonna love this guy then.
He's related to Vice President Joseph Fleming.
It's his son.
Go in there, son, and give us a good show.
Good night, Rhea.
What just happened? We lost the signal!
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Screen One interview. Today I am joined by the star of Override herself, Miss Jess Impiazzi. How are you, Jess? Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I'm very well, thank you. Very busy and excited and got all these cool new films coming out. So yeah, good.
It's good to see. Yeah, it's good to see. So you've got Override out. It's just come out this week on digital download, DVD, Blu-ray, and all those kind of things. So do you want to tell us a bit about it? You are the main character in it called Rhea. So I'm trying not to spoil it. I'll let you explain it because you'll explain it better than I would.
I don't know about that half the time, but no, it's my first lead role. Alongside Luke Goss and Dean Cain and Kimberly Wyatt. So that was super exciting. My character is basically I'm an AI robot, and these people are coming in, and at first you don't really know what's going on. You think it's a reality show, and then you find out what really is going on behind the scenes, and it all unfolds and gets a bit dark. I think for me it was exciting because it's hard to play something that is supposed to be emotionless, but at the same time you can't let the audience on at the beginning. Was a challenge, but it was super fun to test myself with it. So,
yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was actually quite good. You know, obviously it's not a major Hollywood motion picture, but for the budget it's actually really good fun. You wear some amazing outfits in it.
Yeah, we the fun thing is obviously, like you said, it's a low budget indie film, and you just got to try and do the best of what you've got in them scenarios. And I think, putting us all together and everyone really wanting it to, just give our best of our section of the film, whether that be the crew or the cast. I think everyone put their all in and made the best of what we could. And I think, it's sometimes I feel like the public, it can be difficult to differentiate an indie film from a Hollywood blockbuster because they expect everything to be at that quality, and the scripts to be on point, but they're looking at 30 million plus budget and you're trying to do this on a couple of grand or something, crazy. So I'm really proud of the team and everyone we met on the set. So but yeah, it was good fun.
So without spoiling too much, it's a bit of a Groundhog Day type situation at the beginning. How many times did you have to refilm the same scene and do it exactly the same way? How many times did you have to do that?
Oh my God, I think it was about 4 days straight, just over and over and over, because we there was actually more of them, but they had too many, they had to cut them down, and then montage a load of it, but it was going over and over. But at least that way I couldn't forget my lines. So I had jet lag from flying from England to LA, so I was like, okay, well, this is perfect because I'm not going to forget anything right now because I've done it 1,000 times.
Darling, it's our song. Can we dance?
So what was different about this? You've done, like I say, you've done other movies. We've got other movies coming up, which we'll talk about in a minute. But so what made you want to take on this role? What the challenges that came in? What kind of drew you to it, really?
The production actually contacted me. So we've written a role and we've had you in mind for it. So we've kind of written it for you. And I was like, well, that's cool. I've never had someone do that for me before. So that all obviously sparked my interest. And then I read the character. And it was just exciting because everything I'd learned at theatre school was tap into old emotions. You can use, traumas, you can use joy, you can use all of this, and then you can filter it into your acting. Whereas with this role, it was forget all of that and just go, you got to just do your own thing here. Because, that playing what I was playing, it's a fine line between making it too obvious that you're a technology or going overboard and making it that couldn't happen if she was AI. So it was just a hard place to find. And I think at the beginning you can't really tell that she's that, but you see something's really not right with this girl. But it almost makes it a bit what's going on here? But then obviously when you see it, you're like, oh, I see. It was just a really fun time trying to figure out that getting rid of your emotions but not too much, but keeping them but just not too much, and finding the balance in the middle.
So the way the film works, you don't actually work in the same scenes with Dean Cain in Situation. You were pretty much away from the rest of the cast, other than Luke Goss, who obviously is one of the key individuals in the film. So how was that? I mean, you don't actually interact, but obviously by the editing you're interacting, but you just don't realise. How difficult is that? It's because you don't really know what they're doing, but you're bouncing off something that's happening.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think playing the robot, that made it quite easy because it was just like regurgitating stuff. So when Luke's doing there's a scene where Luke's speaking and it's coming through me. In my head and as the robot, what she was doing was just talking to the audience. So it was just me repeating to the audience. And I was kind of thinking of, obviously I'd read the script, so I knew Luke's like emotion to that, and kind of putting a bit of a dark twist on it as he would be, because he's gone a bit crazy in it. So I kind of just went on how his character would be behaving, but with a weird robot element to it.
What just happened?
We lost the signal!
Now, we were speaking just before we started here, and you told me this film was done 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And it's gone through several name changes as well, because originally it wasn't called
Rhea.
Yeah, and then it went Rhea, and now it's Override. So, yeah, are you glad to finally be able to talk about it and have it out, or is it a case of I need to remember what I was doing 3 years ago?
No, it's I think after I filmed it, it wasn't long until, so it was 2018 I filmed, because I had 2019 just coming back to England. So I moved to LA for a while, came back to England, and then a year after that it went into lockdown. So then I could kind of like, it didn't really leave me. I just kind of remember, just feels like I did it last month, and actually it was 3 years ago. I'm like, how did that happen? Like, it just flew by. But I don't think you really forget a character like that. You can sometimes be a bit like the whole plot, because you just remember what you were doing in it. And like you said, there's parts where Dean and me are interacting, but we've never even filmed together in that. But no, I think you just kind of remember because it stands out, a character like that. It's such a different character to have played. It's not just like a tiny bit part. It's the whole thing is this robot, and it's hard to forget a character like that. So, I just can't believe it was 3 years ago.
Well, lockdown was almost like living Rhea's life every day, wasn't it, really?
It was. Lockdown was living Rhea's life. I was getting up and I was like, good morning, world.
Good morning, world. What fun-filled adventures do you have in store for me today?
So that's now out. You've got that out. You've been doing things since. You've written a book, which we talked about on the first edition of Desert Island Movies, which people should watch. If they haven't, I'll put a thing up here. You can watch that. So tell us, what have you got coming up? Because, again, you've looking like you've got lots of exciting things happening. Yeah,
I've been really kind of excited recently. Like after the lockdown, I was in talks with production companies and my agents about a couple of new projects, and they're starting to film. I've started filming them both already. It just so happened they're both in September, so I've just been like here, there, and everywhere, forgetting who I am anymore, because I've got 3 different characters I'm now playing. One of them being myself, and then like, these 2 other ones. But I'm doing a comedy series, and Harriet Thorpe from Ab Fab and Calendar Girls, she's playing my mum in that, and it's a comedy, and I'm absolutely loving that. Like, I think comedy has got a bit of my heart now, because just filming with all these funny people all day long, even if you go to work in a bad mood, you come home, you're laughing the whole way home, because you've got these incredible actors. I'm learning so much from them. So that's really exciting. I can't wait for everyone to see this. So I'll keep you informed when that comes out.
Have we got a date on it yet, or are you not anywhere near that?
No, I'm not allowed to say anything. But the film I'm doing is called Death Do Us Apart, and the lead in that is Jason Fleming, from Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Benjamin Button. I was working with him on Tuesday. It was my first day on set, and he's such a gent, such a nice guy. And we started filming that, and that's a zombie comedy. So if you kind of mix Shaun of the Dead with The Hangover, that's how I kind of explain this film.
Wow.
They've got a good budget. I mean, there's helicopters. We've got some amazing scenes. And it's just, I've seen a tiny bit of footage on the back, and it's just looking phenomenal. And I'm back in on Monday for that. So it's all really exciting stuff.
So is that plenty of makeup then, if it's a zombie comedy?
Yes.
Without telling us too much, is there a lot of makeup involved?
There's a lot of special effects, the actual on our faces. So early mornings, early starts. So Yeah, it's very, very exciting and very, very fun to film.
So living the movie lifestyle now.
I am finally. Woohoo!
Only
Dreams
taking
come
you this
true.
long. You're there. Excellent, excellent. So, when are we going to be able to see you next? Is there anything coming out before these? Have you got anything else coming up? What else are you doing, etc., etc.?
Well, I've just been so immersed in all of this at the minute. I've kind of forgotten what I've got coming up. I have started a second book. I've nearly finished.
Oh, good.
So that is something.
Is that something entirely different, or is that following on from Silver Lining?
Different.
Oh,
I've written two. The first one I started just after the first one, which is more of like a more of a self-help, but it's like a tools that I would use during my life to help you get out of a bit of a slump, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've started writing a romance comedy kind of novel. So that's my first one, but I don't know where it's going to go. You just do it, and you never know what can happen. That's my way.
You never know. So not only Hollywood actress now, is going to be multi award-winning authoress and author. I don't know what you say these days.
I'll find the time to sleep at one point, I think.
Yeah, you don't need to sleep. You got too much to do. You got too much. Well, anyway, thank you very much for coming on. We will, everybody, watch Override. Like I said, it's available now on digital. It's available on DVD, Blu-ray, in all good places where you go and buy those kind of things these days. Make sure you get it because Jess is brilliant in it and you will very much enjoy it. Anyway, we will see you very soon on the Screen One interview. Bye.
The guy who paid me, he loves you. He wants to free you from all of this.
Maybe I don't want to be saved.